What is a tax lien? I'm going to start with tax liens because a tax deed is a lien that went through a process. So what is a tax lien? It is simply a first position lien placed on a property for failure to pay property taxes. That's it. A property tax lien is a first position lien placed on a property for failure to pay property taxes. Now, when I say first position lien, I want to be clear about this. It is always, every time, no matter what, in every state, in every jurisdiction, a first position lien. Am I clear enough on that? Do you understand lien priority? Yeah. What determines the position of a lien? Date of filing at the county recorder. So I have lenders here. You lenders, when you provide a loan, do you also make sure with a title search that title is clear? And is there a title insurance policy provided ensuring that it's clear? Yes or no? Yeah. Yes. And then through consent, the buyer signs and it's affirmed by a notary public so that a government can say that is their signature witnessed by a bonded individual with the state. Now a lien can be placed on the property and that mortgage will be first position because nothing else existed. Well, let's say then the roofer doesn't get paid. What can the roofer do? Slap a lien on the property. They can sue, they can get a judgment, and they can then lien the property. What position would that lien be? Second. And then let's say an IRS doesn't get paid and they decide to lien the property. What position would the IRS lien be? Third. The IRS does not supersede the mortgage. So how on earth does a property tax lien coming on today jump in front of everything else? It's just a matter of law. But if you want to understand the law, it's pretty easy. What determines the order of I gave it away. What determines the order of the lien? Lien priority. Date of recording. Well, what was recorded first? The mortgage or the creation of the parcel? Creation of the parcel. And what are the taxes tied to? Not the house. The dirt. Does that make sense? So it's going to go back to the original date of filing or creation of the parcel. It'll always be in first position. How many of you just learned something you didn't know with more clarity? Okay? It's important that we understand that. So nobody can fool us anymore when we look at the social TikTokies. And no, we know this is really a first position lien. We know why. Another thing, each state mandates an interest rate on those liens. The interest rate will range between 8%, lowest in the country, to 24%, that's Iowa, highest in the country, per annum, simple interest only. There's not compound interest. Okay? So if you see somebody, there's a social guru out there that says, you know, these are government cash flow checks. Straight bullcrap. There are no government cash flow checks. You can buy the lien, it will bear an interest rate. When you get your money back in the mailbox, what's with it? Well, there's your money, plus 8 to 24%, or whatever rate you accepted below that. Okay? So it's 8 to 24% mandated by state law. And what is the collateral on the investment, that lien? The property, the first position lien. Okay? And then the next thing you need to know is each state mandates a maximum amount of time that the property owner can have to pay off that lien. They have a time, a grace period. Now, it's not called a grace period because property tax liens in the United States, by the way, we're the only country that has this system. In the United States, we're really nice with our property taxes. It doesn't report to credit. You don't get a lien until you're a year late, and then you're given a redemption period, a grace period. Now, the word redemption is an old biblical word, and what that means is to be paid in full. So in order to redeem one's taxes, what do they have to do? Pay a payment on it or pay it in full? Has to be paid in full. So when they go in and redeem their taxes, pay them in full with the interest, the county then has 10 business days to get you, if you bought the lien from the county, to get you your money with the interest that you either earned by state mandate or accepted in an auction situation. They have 10 business days to get you that money. Okay? That's how it works. Now, if you are not redeemed and the redemption period ends, here's the magic sauce. That tax lien becomes foreclosable. You have the first lien on the property, and now you have a right to foreclose. So the foreclosure process is simple. You hire a real estate attorney, don't do it yourself, or I will bury you 13 in a dark place. Okay, don't be cheap. We're going to get this thing for 10 cents on the dollar. Hire an attorney, do it right. Okay? You know the problem with most real estate investors? They're too cheap, right? Oh no, I have to repipe the house. If you're worried about repiping the house and the expense of that, then you paid too much for the house. You bought it too skinny. The cure to your headache is buy cheaper. Come on, guys. When do you make your money in real estate? On the buy or on the sell? On the buy. The key is buy as low as possible. So we're going to enter into foreclosure ahead of everybody else. We'll hire the attorney. The attorney then sends notices through certified mail. Copies of those go to the county as public record. And that goes out giving people time, another 2 months to 6 months, time to do what? Pay us back with what? With our interest, with our legal fee. And by the way, write it down. In most states, you earn interest on your legal fee too. So if we get redeemed, how do we feel about that? If the foreclosure is stopped and we don't get the property, what do we get back? We get back all our money, plus we get back the legal fee, plus we get back interest. How many of you are okay making money and not having to kick people out or fix roofs? Can I see your hands if you're all right with that? Yeah. So the worst case scenario is we made money. But every once in a while, and I mean every once in a while, it's not normal. What happens? Nobody steps up to stop the foreclosure. And in that situation, what happens? Instead of mailing you a check, the county needs to mail you the deed. And now you're the owner of the property, free and clear. And what happened to everybody that got notices of the foreclosure? Their interest in the property? Gone.